Okay, so there was quite a bit of snow on the ground, so I had my buddy bring me to work. And there was only a few people at work, and my brother was one of them. And so my brother wanted to give me the Christmas presents he got for me. And no, this is only the Christmas presents I got that year, because I didn't see the rest of my family that year. And I didn't know anyone else around here, yeah. So that year, I got HIV for Christmas from my brother, because those giant microbes, that's what he got me, was HIV.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nerd Corner. I'm your host, Biggins McGee Austin, better known as I Have Syphilis.
Except you don't.
And I'm joined by my
syphilis.
co-host, who also I gave syphilis.
Evan, what was it?
Evan Naughty
Sexy
Pants?
Dick? What?
I like sexy dick.
No,
Evan Corkscrew Dick.
Evan Porkins that came from behind.
Can't we just call you Mr. Powers?
Mr.
Come
Powers.
Oh, I get that at work every friggin' day.
Okay.
Why?
And my boss's name is Forrest, so we just have a Gump Powers off.
I was wondering why.
We're also joined by me. Heidi, I have no nickname because I don't
For the
have a
second
dick.
time.
Heidi Big Boobs.
No.
Hide away.
Tits McGee.
Hide my
Heidi Big
boobs.
Tits McGee.
Okay.
How's it going?
Hide away.
We're also joined by some guests.
And I'm Justin, and I'll let them give me a nickname.
Apparently he's Prometheus. I don't know.
No, you're
No,
Hot
the
Rod.
ego would go straight.
He's
to
Hot Rod.
Please
Hot
don't.
Rod.
Hey, Hot Rod. How you doing, Hot Rod?
I guess it's Hot Rod then.
And we're just passing
wanna take
syphilis
me
He
around.
is our resident car guy.
Yeah, he's Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Hot Rod.
Alright.
Just gonna take me for a spin.
And my name is Emily.
The Canadian.
I also don't have. Well, I guess
She's the angry lady.
I
She's
guess
the
the
yoga
angry-
hoser.
The angry Canadian.
The angry Canadian.
Okay, best case scenario, we get sued by Kevin Smith. Worst case scenario, we get sued by Kevin Smith.
I would love to be sued.
angry-
That would be great.
first
Kevin
thing
Smith.
recognized
Or-
by Kevin Smith.
We're calling you out.
Angry Beaver.
Angry Canadian.
Yep.
Angry Beaver.
Angry Beaver.
Does anybody know the Leave It to
Sounds
Beaver
good.
It's a
soundtrack?
vagina joke.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was
Not
thinking
that
like
bad. Angry Beavers from like Nickelodeon or
Yeah,
whatever.
you would be.
I was thinking vagina joke.
Yeah,
But
I was
actually-
thinking both.
Emily has a screaming vagina. So.
I honestly thought that whole cartoon was vagina jokes, but
It was.
Dick.
Yeah.
Or gun.
The whole cartoon was
Oh,
based
no.
on
I'm not putting my finger next to your hand,
Dirty.
vagina.
Alright, and I'm Peyton. I don't know.
For the record,
No!
my vagina is calm and normal.
It's not raging.
It's not raging. Not quite yet.
Not yet.
This is raping. Austin is my name.
Austin.
We told you about this.
Why'd you give me syphilis again?
What are we talking about?
So let's go around real quick now that we've kind of introduced everyone that's here. We're in a very large room today. We apologize for the talking over and everything,
Any
but
kind of sound interference, we're just gonna go round
Yeah.
robin style.
yeah, exactly.
We'll
So,
call this a bonus episode.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
Bonus round robin.
A bonus to remember.
Episode 3.5.
Bonus
Bonus
round.
to remember. I like that
Oh, I got so angry I popped a bonus.
Yes.
Angry bonus.
Angry bonus.
Okay.
It was a magical Christmas. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we've been playing so far this week. Just the games we've been playing. We'll go around just one game, everybody. What's the game you've been playing? Okay, you can do shout-outs of other games if it's really important to you.
It is. It's important to everybody else.
Okay, well, why don't you
am I
start
going
us
first?
off? Yeah, why don't you start us off?
So, I've been playing a lot of Fez because it's fabulous and a little mind-blowing. So, think really hard before you start playing it, or while you're playing it even. And I've also been playing my first playthrough of Ocarina of Time on the N64. I'm waiting for what Evan's gonna do.
Or, instead of thinking and having your mind blown with Fez, you can get really drunk and mad at your game.
Or that works too. It's up to you. So
Is it
yeah,
though?
those are the
Rage
games
quit.
I've been playing, and it's pretty great. And I apparently suck at anything with a joystick.
No, you just suck at old joysticks.
Oh, there we go. That
N64
explains it.
controllers.
Young
not exactly
joysticks
the
are so
best.
much easier to please.
What have you been playing
No,
recently?
No, he gave it to you. He wants to go the other way.
Yeah.
No, too bad.
Alright.
No, Hot Rod's going.
Yeah, come on, Hot Rod. What have you been playing lately? Any kind of game, board game, anything.
Actually, the only thing I've played this week has been some Borderlands. Just been
Awesome.
playing through as
Besides,
Psycho.
besides tablet games.
Tablet game.
What tablet game?
Yeah, what tablet game have you been
I've been
playing?
playing Real Kuro.
I have an off-brand version of Minecraft on my phone I've been playing.
I have that as well. I actually
Yeah.
have the Minecraft version on my tablet.
Oh.
That's the whole point of I started using the Kindle is because I was like, oh, there's Minecraft on here. I'll get into that. And then I found out you could have Carmageddon 1 on it. And Carmageddon 1 on the Kindle is awesome.
I've heard that. I have not
Yes.
played it yet, but
It's-
I've heard it's
It's pretty great.
Carmageddon.
It is. You get to run over everybody, and the goal is either to win the race, which I think I've actually won one race before, or kill everyone, which is incredibly difficult.
So death race.
Pretty much.
Or
Or you kill all the pedestrians, and that's... Or no, the killing pedestrians is a really difficult one. The killing all the
Killing
cars...
pedestrians is really its own reward.
It is. And it gives you the most money, and you get more points and everything for it. And it's just
Remember,
better all
kids.
around.
Killing pedestrians gets you money,
It does.
and it's fun, and it helps you win.
It was killing pedestrians
Exactly.
before Grand Theft Auto was killing... Well, okay, the original Grand Theft Auto, but...
Dude, OG
Or-
Grand Theft Auto was the best.
I know.
You hate all games.
Well, isn't it like entirely bird's eye view
Love
the
it.
entire time?
Yes.
Yeah, but you could get a remote control bomb car and drive it under limos that we used to
Let's-
pretend the Queen of England was in. Oh my! So like my friends and I, we had no idea what we were doing, but we were like, let's go assassinate the Queen of England.
So we just turned off any British viewers we'll ever have.
Good.
No.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah,
did.
that
I think we
makes
just
sense.
attracted them.
Yeah, I think they
And
are.
We got rid of any British royalty we might
Yeah.
have.
It's okay. We'll
Not.
just invent an angry British man to be on the show.
Alright, if there's anything that needs censoring out, I think that should be the new way of doing it. Just put that over.
Oh, what the?
So you don't need to know what we're actually saying
Okay,
right now.
Batman.
There's a British man who's very offended by what we're saying.
Dolphin and or
So
horse
Emily,
races.
what have you been playing?
Angry Beaver.
That's gonna stick so well.
Loud vagina.
I shouldn't have referenced it. Anyway, besides just usual like Skyrim and Borderlands 2 playing, I did start Thief this week, which I really
sorry.
enjoy. It's actually really
The
fun.
new one?
Is
The
it?
new one.
What is Thief?
It's okay.
It's
okay.
It's
I played like
That's
10
exactly
minutes.
what it is.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Emily, what's Thief?
So
It's
I
a
know
What
that
stealth game.
platform? Just basic rundown.
I'm
'cause I
playing
don't
on
know.
PC with a 360 controller
Okay.
because I'm a wee babby and I can't do keyboard mouse very well.
Some games are made for controllers. though.
Xbox controllers are the best.
I
Xbox
do-
360 is the best controller ever made.
I disagree.
And I am not. I don't like Xbox things.
No,
but
Xbox sucks, but those
Three-
controllers, man.
As
Control
far as
360.
like best, yeah, I agree. As far
Yeah.
as my favorite GameCube controller, it's still my favorite.
I just like the Xbox ones because you can hook it up to everything.
Wasn't
like
that one like
modules
gigantic?
for-
And I like the N64
No, Xbox.
one.
I mean the
but
Xbox
I'm
360.
wrong.
Oh.
The Xbox
If
One.
we're going by most
the original,
controllers
like-
in this room, it's N64.
Yeah.
That's
the-
just because everybody
Maybe
brought
Xbox.
one today. It's 'cause we brought
There might be
some.
four
And they-
Xbox controllers here.
Well, anyway,
all of
that's
which are going
cool.
to PCs.
Anyway.
Oh no. there
I
is
mean,
Xbox.
I've played like not even maybe a half hour. I like it, but I'm not really driven to go back to it.
Mhm.
I liked being able to pick up shiny things.
You should play Dishonored
And I
instead.
like the water arrows, even though it's kind of a stupid idea.
Is this the newest Thief or the original Thief?
Yeah.
Newest Thief.
Okay.
So yeah, you can shoot arrows that have like little water droplets. You can turn off like
Yeah, I know.
lanterns. It's weird, but I like it.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
but
any sense.
Stealth games are always broken. So
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I'm not driven to go back to it, like I said. But I
you
mean,
should play Dishonored instead.
Dishonored.
Yeah,
Okay, I think
it's a good game.
I'm not sure if it's part of our library.
You own that? You should own that.
I don't know. All I know is I own like 250
Yeah, this
some
this
games.
fool has like a ton of games. I'm just going through
This
like all
fool.
of them.
That's a good plan.
Anyway, on to Heidi Pate.
Well, as
Peebles.
usual, I've been playing Dragon Age. It's so addictive. I
Which
can't
one?
Just Origins.
There's only one.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Soon there might be 2 though.
That new
I-
one.
It looks really good.
I want
Yeah,
to
It's
play the
promising.
second one just to like see how it is. Or
The,
at least-
it looks great. That's it.
Yeah, and I heard like Hawk. He's
Hawk.
like an ass.
Yeah, he's an
really hard to
ass and he's
romance
really
people.
boring.
This
But I
feels
heard
like
that
But Alicia
overall-
Day shows up.
I heard that
Alicia Day.
overall it's worth playing, even though like
yeah,
the story is crap and the characters
it's
are crap.
super pretty and the skill
It's
tree
not.
is cool.
It's not the locations are super bland.
I played it years ago.
I
So
don't know.
I might
Yeah,
have
they
been
like the
left over.
locations. It's just it's all in one city, so you'd think they'd make that city look really good, but they don't. The walls are just boring and
I didn't
there's
play like
nothing going
a
on.
terrible amount of it.
it's really
The skill tree was interesting, but I didn't really
yeah.
like
The
it.
skill tree's way better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then again, I'm always going to play original Dragon Age.
So that's
Oh.
it,
Talking
Dragon
shit.
Age?
Yeah,
I mean, you played
was-
Animal Crossing today for a
Papa
minute.
Birch is
that
gonna
doesn't
find you
count.
with your
10
face.
minutes of Animal Crossing doesn't count.
It was more like
Is that just
showing
keeping
me
up?
your
Yeah.
town.
Animal Crossing.
I did pick back up Pokemon X for like
Yay!
2
2
minutes.
or 3
I
hours.
guess I could have.
Oh.
Emily, where are my
I can get
games?
through it.
I have them. I forgot.
At your house?
Yes.
Your house? Okay. When we go back, I want them.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull a gun on you. Be
I
like,
have one.
give
You
me
wanna
my
use it?
games.
Here, have a gun so you can.
No.
I will
Oh,
be
yeah.
downloading Mass Effect.
No, not me.
Yeah.
Or not Mass Effect,
I already pointed at
Fallout
me. It
3.
does- it's not
That's
my
what
fault.
it is.
What about Mass Effect?
But I have to go get.
Fallout 3, my
Better
favorite
internet.
story, but New Vegas has better mechanics
Yeah, I agree.
I
completely.
just-
and the
I-
factions.
Yeah, the factions is what makes that game for me.
I just get upset because in the first one your dog, or well, okay, in the third one.
No.
Your
Fallout
dog
3
dies.
is the first one.
Yeah.
Oh no, it
Anyone
is
who likes
not.
Fallout 1 and 2, I'm going to ignore them.
Says the person that just said Grand Theft Auto 1.
Yeah,
Come on. You
I have
to-
zero consistency.
he
Yeah.
does. He's zero.
That is a promise and a guarantee.
Yeah.
You can put the Evan guarantee on that.
Zero consistency 2014.
Like, your companion can die. I really wouldn't care except for the dog dies and you can't get another dog.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
So don't let your dog die.
That is very
Sometimes you
hard.
shoot your dog.
It's very hard.
Sometimes, you know, my dog just dies.
Try not to shoot
It does.
your dog.
Don't shoot
It
your
does.
dog.
Go into
It's-
Train your
VATS.
dog to not stand in front of guns.
Buff your
You
VATS
can't.
and use
It's a
VATS.
poorly made dog.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a stupid dog.
It's
But I
a
love it.
pretty
It's got a
squishy
human
dog.
brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Rex?
if you don't use VAT, you're playing Fallout.
That's the
wrong.
second one.
Oh, you're talking Fallout 3?
Yeah.
He's talking
The
about
same-
dog meat. You're talking
Yeah,
about
okay.
Rex.
Okay.
The second one, the Fallout New Vegas, your companions can die. I would actually find it fun to blow up my companion because if you blow them up enough times, they shoot straight into the air. If you shoot them at the perfect time with a rocket launcher, they shoot directly up into the air and they
Maybe
don't come
this is
back
like
for
a
long
problem
time.
in your brain where you
Bethesda
shoot your
games?
friends.
Bethesda games have no
There's something you
glitches.
tell us?
No.
None whatsoever.
No, of course not.
I totally don't run into
When you're-
invisible walls all the time.
There are no invisible walls in Bethesda.
Yeah, you
In
call him for
Fallout
mountain
Vegas.
goats.
New
Yes.
Vegas is not a Bethesda game. It's produced by Bethesda.
Fair.
In Skyrim,
Fair.
when mammoths float into the air at random,
Have you seen the video
Not a
of
glitch.
the saber-toothed tiger that floats into the air? And this guy's reaction, like, he just kills it like a normal, and then it just starts flopping around and it floats into the air, and his live reaction is just like, yeah,
Yeah,
it literally
that's
goes
the
so high,
video.
and this guy disappears, and his literal reaction is like, oh, okay. That's, okay.
my
I
favorite
guess.
thing was
That's what you want to do, and it just
when-
keeps floating.
when I killed a
It watches
Khajiit
it
and it
spinning.
falled on its face and its tail kept wagging.
It falls on its face.
And I'm like, I kept getting freaked out by it. I'm like, what do I do? And it was just, its tail just didn't
I
stop.
haven't had any weird animal glitches in Skyrim, and I'm a little sad about
And one
it.
time I had a
I
tree
just had a
floating.
dragon that I was writing glitch out.
Yeah, I've had lots of dragon glitches. Dragon.
I had a
Spectrum.
dragon. The sprite froze, but it kept moving. So it was like flat flying like forward, and then it turned, but it kept staying in the same direction, like just went sideways and then backwards. I was just like, the noises were still, but it's just frozen.
I had
Moving
that,
around.
but he was like slowly flying just like this. Just
Yeah,
across
just-
my screen.
Just across the
I
side
still
of
making
your
the
wish.
roaring noises.
I wish you guys.
Macho man's a coming.
I
Because
might.
the glitches in League are hilarious. But I don't think any of you would understand them.
Nope.
So I can tell you about them, but you'd be like, I don't get it.
He played League.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, for quite a while.
I spent
Back
like
in my
2
college
hours yesterday night attempting to catch the Hylian Loach in Ocarina of Time 3DS. And I could not get that thing to work. And then finally I find it and it's all working out. And the game glitched out and the weighted lure that you're supposed to find in the middle of the pond, which I could get consistently every single time, wasn't there that time. It just wasn't there. And so it's impossible to catch that fish. And I was really mad.
That's hilarious.
So yeah,
That must be terrible.
Zelda fishing.
So is that what you've been playing then?
No.
Laugh at your pain.
No, I guess I've been playing Super Mario World 3D the most.
Oh, okay. How is that coming? You were like halfway
It's getting a
through.
lot harder, which is
Okay.
great.
That's
I'm
good.
actually dying on occasion, and I'm getting less. Like I was getting all 3 green stars like every level of first try,
Yeah.
and now I have to go back.
I think you need to play with me again because I
And
think
so
I made
to-
it harder for you.
There's 1 or 2 levels I've played that I want to play with you because they are impossible with more than one person.
Yeah.
There are platforms that flip over whenever you jump, which is hard enough. But if you're playing with another person where you're just running along and
And
then
the other
they
person
jump
jumps
and
on
you
it.
just die.
You-
I was like, I want to play this with Austin.
Nope. We will die a lot.
We would hate each other.
Oh,
It's
it'd
the
be
best way to play.
Yep.
fun. I've been playing a lot of Pod Racer actually for the N64
Nice.
because we played it that one time a couple days ago, and I was just like, I'm gonna go home and beat it. So I did.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Not a sexual joke there, right?
No,
I'm gonna go home and beat it.
No, I was just hanging out here, and I was just like, you know what? I'm
just
gonna
gonna beat it.
it tonight.
Alright, sorry.
But no, that's
Because
You're saying my-
N64 stopped
you're
working.
saying my
soon after.
dwelling-
yeah.
just got
My
a lot more
N64
awkward.
stopped working, so I drilled a hole in the side and I beat it. And then I played some Michael Jackson, just beat it.
If the N64 had a hole in the side, there would be no need for anything else.
That's what Sega kids say.
Sega is the best.
Sega kids are retards.
They are not.
No, they are.
They are mostly autistic though.
Which is important.
Which has nothing against autistic kids or Sega. I
This is
love
where you
Sega. But it is disproportionately large the amount of Sega fans who are autistic.
Is that where all the Sonic Jesus stuff comes from? Is those kids?
Maybe.
Sonic Jesus.
Just because Sonic has turned to our Lord and Savior Jesus.
God damn it. I wish you had never told me about that. I would have never known.
But it's okay
I never
because
saw it.
while Sonic is praying to the Lord, Shadow has found a new lover in Shrek who is love, who is life.
That too.
Okay,
like,
we're not going to talk about Shadow and Sonic
is love.
or Shadow and Shrek again because that's
No.
just awful.
No,
It needs
thank
to be
you.
in every episode of the show.
Instead, we're going to jump into our first topic.
Oh.
We're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to discuss what movie we're looking most forward to
Oh.
in the coming months.
Oh, I got a movie. I'm ready. No, me. Let me.
We're trying to catch something, that's why we're
Okay.
clapping.
So, I have a movie I'm definitely excited for, and I
What
don't know
movie
how
is
it's
it?
gonna be, but I'm excited for Tusk.
Yes!
yeah.
So, if you don't know what
Tusk.
Tusk is, I feel like there's a couple people here who don't.
Can we have a Tusk party?
I know
Tusk
Harry
is
Potter
Tusk is this
No.
movie about this guy who does
That's
a
horns.
podcast. How conveniently, and he goes to like Canada or something to talk to this guy, and
I think it's Alaska.
he gets.
No, it's Canada.
I think
'cause
it's
all
Canada.
The next 3 movies
Because-
are horror movies set in Canada.
That's right.
Well,
that's
but
right.
then also he asks those girls for directions in the trailer, and they're like, "It's a boot 3 minutes," and he's like, "It's a boot," and they're like, "I hate American guys."
That's right.
Anyways, this movie is this guy who does a podcast, and he goes to like talk to this guy, and this guy captures him or like doesn't let him leave, and then he tries to turn him into a walrus. And when I found out about this movie, I was just talking with my roommate about movies that we wanted to go see. He was like, "Oh, I want to see Tusk," and I'm like, "Oh, what's that about?" No idea, like if it was live action or anything.
Does he listen to this podcast? Do you know?
I have no idea.
He probably
I don't
does,
know.
but I don't know.
And he was like, "Oh, it's just this movie about this guy who gets captured and like his kidnapper tries to turn him into a walrus." And I was driving and I was just like,
It's
What? No.
It's Canadian walrus human centipede.
And like
Only
I don't
one
even
person.
I don't watch horror movies or
sounds
anything,
awkward.
but I am
And-
so ready to
And
watch
it
this
stars,
movie about trying to turn a guy into a walrus because why not?
And throughout the 3 movies are all they're love letters to the fans of Kevin Smith's podcasts.
Yeah.
And so there are
it's
references
pretty
to it sprinkled throughout all of them. And so the Canadian horror trilogy is it's Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and Moose Jaws. And Moose Jaws is Jaws, but with the moose.
Oh my god.
You'll never go
back
back
to
to
the
the forest again.
Kevin Smith was like, I want to make Jaws, but they'll never let me make Jaws, so I'm gonna make Moose Jaws.
I need there to be all the Teddy Roosevelt jokes in that. That'd be awesome.
So, who wants to go next? Evan looked like he had.
Yeah, Evan had an idea for something.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
can think
I
about.
mean, really, when
like,
does that come out?
Like, there are a couple movies coming out before that, and
The
whatever,
Hobbit.
but like,
No,
But,
it's
like-
mine.
nothing
Doesn't
matters.
Let him
surprise
steal
me.
it.
Nothing matters to me now that episode 7 is coming out.
When does it come out?
Like, next spring or something?
I think
that soon?
All the- all the
Or is it the next
casting-
winter?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the
That was
casting got released. I'm
spring
super excited about that.
2015.
all the casting choices are like so exciting to me.
Mhm.
So good.
And then,
Especially
like,
since
they
they
keep
got like
revealing,
Gwendolyn
like,
Christie and
little
that
things.
other lady. I can't remember her name.
Like when they showed the X-Wing and the Stormtrooper helmets, and
Oh my
everything
god.
keeps getting leaked, and it's beautiful.
I'm just waiting for that moment when the trailer comes out.
Oh my god.
I might die.
We should film live reactions of that with all 3 of
All
us.
the-
Alright, we are not
watching
allowed
the
to watch the trailer
We're not allowed
until
to
we're
watch it.
together and have a video or a camera pointed at us.
Yeah,
Chills
because
and
that's
chills.
the way to watch them.
So, looks like December 18th, 2015.
No.
Yeah,
That's
so
like a
it's
year.
it's a year and a little bit.
A year and some change.
Yeah.
So we got a trailer
Yeah.
coming up here in like what, 5 months maybe?
It's got to be
Something
coming
like that.
really soon. It
I'll probably know about it here.
If they give us a trailer a
Hobbit
year before it
release
comes
day. Hobbit release day. Maybe we'll
Oh,
send the
that'd
be
trailer
cool.
for Star Wars.
Yeah.
If they surprise
Oh,
us with
is-
that, I'm gonna actually cry in the theater before the movie even starts.
I know,
I know, right?
Just for real.
I'm just
Heart
gonna
attack.
start off crying. and
I'm
we're just
satisfied and leave.
we're good.
But
Star Wars.
Star Wars is yours, man.
That's all that matters.
I gotta
to me.
say, The Hobbit is the next one I'm really excited for.
Like,
Like I've loved the Hobbit
Technologies.
series.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been bashing on the Hobbit series, but like, I love it.
It's good.
I've
like it.
researched it and like I've figured out, like there's no holes in it. Everything is based on something Tolkien wrote.
Yeah, there's so many appendices and stuff
So
that
many.
he wrote.
And a
everyone's
lot
like,
of
oh,
it's
this
coming.
is the book, and I'm like, it's more than the book.
It's more than a lot of people are like, oh, the stupid white orc and stuff like that. While I wish he was a person, not CGI, he's really just 2 characters from the Silmarillion.
Is an
just
amalgamation
put together.
of characters
Yeah.
that Tolkien did.
Which
come up
makes
with.
sense because why would you take 2 kind of interesting orcs that we probably will never
And that
see?
was my only nitpick, is that the practical orcs looked so much better.
Practical
Yeah,
works look
I was
so
really
much
happy
better.
when they added them in
Yeah.
the second movie. That was really great. Also, the name change. I was not very happy with the name change. I really wanted it to be
It
there
makes
and back
more
again.
sense technically, but there and back again is like
Yeah, I'm
that's
really
the name
hoping.
of the book. It's gotta come on.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that you're right in saying that they're going to release like a final cut edition or whatever that's going to be
A
called.
collection.
Yeah, it's going to be
That-
called
it's
like
just called
There
The
and Back
Collection, There and
Again.
Back Again.
It's going to be The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. That'd be
Oh,
so good.
No.
Just all on
All in
Blu-ray.
one disc.
Oh.
Can't
All
do that.
extended
24
editions.
hours.
I don't think I
Over
can
it.
deal with. At some
Gotta
point,
be
we're gonna
over.
have a big Lord of the Rings marathon
Sweet.
as a celebration of moving into this new place.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
But
Like a
no,
day.
that's definitely the movie I'm looking forward to. And the trailer
We're
made
really
me cry.
good at
So
throwing things.
Yeah.
Y'all
Amazing.
suck. I
Amazing.
Y'all suck.
y'all.
The dwarves
Do
running
not-
on the
Back
goats
in
looked fucking
Texas,
awesome.
Okay.
where I am
right?
from,
I'm totally into it.
So
when someone says y'all suck,
Everyone on
There's
back on the
fighting
sleigh
words.
with the
And
rabbits.
there goes
and that's like one of my
Texans.
favorite things.
Just lost those
Okay.
guys.
Fuck
You know what
Texas.
though? Y'all is a good grammatical term because in every other language there is a word for you all. So you know if you're talking to multiple people or just one. But in English, all we got is y'all. So you gotta stick with it.
My opinion is the more
Everyone?
people we
I
can
say
That is
alienate,
everyone? Is one
Yeah,
word for
but-
y'all?
the more people we can
But that's
alienate,
kind
the
of
better.
talking about third person people. I can't be like,
You people.
You people.
What do you mean?
but
You people?
that
Sounds
sounds
mildly
mildly
like,
So
you know,
that's
like
actually-
racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more fun to say because people
Plus-
will automatically stop what they're doing and listen to your conversation because you said you people.
It's
Like
aggressive.
it just sounds racist. No matter what it is.
okay, movie, go.
All
What do you mean, you
fine.
people? What you mean, you people?
Shush.
Exactly.
Let this person talk.
Thanks for not remembering my name.
Hot rod.
That's his introduction. Okay.
I'm actually going to be lame and say Star Wars as well, just because that's the only thing that I've heard about because my coworker, that's all he talks about. He is even airbrushing a mural on the side of his van of Star Wars.
You work with Hutch?
Why am I not doing this?
You don't have a
You don't have
van.
a van.
Buy you
car.
a van.
We
You
have
have, you have no
airbrush
artistic talent, and you have no van.
And I
So
have,
basically,
and
you
I
just-
have no friends with any artistic talent.
Oh.
Like, I went to his house.
Fuck you.
Have you met your girlfriend?
Like half of us here just went. I'm gonna go kill
We
myself.
also have an airbrushing kit.
Yeah.
I have one too. I have an airbrush.
I have a
three, actually.
pinstriping kit.
And quite a bit. What?
Pinstripe.
I'm not gonna pinstripe Star Wars. I'm not
You
making
need
a
a-
Star Wars
You
show.
need a pin-up girl Death Star.
Yeah.
Hot.
Just boobs that shoot lasers out.
The Death Star is like, how did that, boys?
That's just
Yeah,
That's
so-
the other female character in Star Wars.
the Death Star. Oh.
Don't
Every
forget
man
it.
wants to be in there.
I'm a firing my laser.
Yeah.
All right, Emily.
All right. Next person.
Angry Beaver, what's your movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
Since
What's your
I-
beaver getting angry about now?
Not particularly angry. We're talking about things that make us happy right now.
Okay.
Since I work at a movie theater, I get to see a bunch of different trailers and things that are being made all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, you work in a movie theater?
I work at a movie theater. So there's a trailer. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but the trailer looks pretty interesting. It's a trailer for Interstellar with
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
That
That I'm the most excited about, just because it's not like an obvious movie like Hobbit or Star Wars
Yeah.
or Mockingjay, which I would be obviously excited for.
when I was
Oh,
watching
yeah.
the trailer for the first time,
could
all I
write
could
about
think
that for a
is
little
I
bit.
have no idea what this is, but it has the most potential from a trailer I've seen in a long time.
It's really interesting. It looks like it's going to be a story of the world being used up.
The world is ending and they have to go through a black hole to find
Yeah, this is
resources.
the
Yeah.
one that he goes in like cryostasis in the trailer, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
we don't have any use for engineers. We have nothing more to build.
It's
And
Star Trek.
It looks really, really cool.
I'm
It's
excited
like
for
the
this.
opposite of Star Trek.
But yeah, it's like
Star Trek,
space
they have
exploration, and I like Matthew McConaughey in serious roles. I think he does a really good job in them.
My thing is that Matthew McConaughey, with his movie choices lately, has been really Oscar grabby, and I'm worried that if this isn't like an Oscar grab thing for him, like he's like, I'm gonna do this and be like an Oscar grab, like how they did with Gravity
Austin.
with Sandra Bullock last year.
I still
When,
haven't
like-
seen that, and I don't want to.
Austin, when he won
It
an
was,
Oscar, he
it was
said
okay.
something like, yes, they do.
The people that
yes,
said it was
they
mind
do."
blowing, I just
Which
don't
means
trust
he
their
will
movie
never
taste.
change and he is a beautiful person and I
Yeah.
love him.
I
I
wanted
made a reference
I
to
wanted
banging high school
go
girls.
back.
while winning
God
an
damn it.
Oscar. Like,
Classic.
that man is wonderful.
But no,
It's true.
like things like him in Mud and
Mud.
other things. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
No, I
his
see what you
choices
mean.
of movies lately. Like,
yeah. I don't like looking at movies thinking that
Maybe
they're Oscar grabs.
he
I
just
hate-
likes
I hate
making
having
good
to think
movies.
Like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like your neighbors just came home.
Ooh.
There's noise afoot.
No, they're gonna come
Or
over
Jonathan
here
might be
and
home.
go, shut the hell up.
All right, Peyton.
Nerds.
Well, I was just so excited for Guardians. I'm kind of like in that stage where I'm just kinda like,
You're excited for Guardians too?
I'm
Right
still excited
in the
for
climax
Guardians.
that is Guardians.
Yeah,
This is her like 5,000th orgasm
like
from
a turtle.
Guardians. Still
so
going
good.
on.
It was just so good. I mean, yeah, I'm excited for Hobbit and Star Wars, but I mean, I'm kind of just cooling off from that.
Riding the waves.
That's the sound a turtle makes. Have you not seen that?
When they jack off, yeah.
There's a turtle humping a boot in a video and just goes.
It sounds so happy.
I wasn't sure
And
what you
then-
were referencing.
turtle say?
And then there's the tortoise humping a giant boulder and just goes. And it's like the exact same thing but sized up.
Yeah,
And it made me
it's
laugh
great.
so much.
It's just got the
Has
shell
anybody
echo.
seen
And
the
they're
video?
randy motherfuckers. Like, I didn't realize that something that moved so slowly, like, needed to jack off that much.
Has anybody seen the video of the guy who tried to mod the Minecraft
Emily,
creepers to make a
have you
lemon
met
grab
me?
noise? And the TNT worked out to be like lemon grab screaming, but the creepers ended up being like this really like slowed down to low version of lemon grab screaming. And then they exploded, like the creepers are just like, whoa. It's so funny.
Oh man.
We
Well, I'm
watched
surprised
footage
nobody.
for-
Oh, go for it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go
We
for it.
watched footage for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm terrified.
It looks.
I didn't
Oh,
even play
okay.
it. I just watched something.
The Game Grumps are doing a playthrough of that right now.
That's what we watched.
Don't leave our channel, but go watch their channel. They're great.
Yes,
I actually
they are.
almost got that on my tablet again.
But
Yes.
Game Grumps on Five Nights at Freddy's is fantastic. It had me jumping in my bed repeatedly. And this is
Like-
after I'd already played the game.
God damn.
That game's so
Like,
good.
I would like to watch someone
As
play
soon
it,
as
but you
they-
can't get me to play it. Like Amnesia, I'll make it 10 minutes and I'll stop.
As soon as they
Yeah.
start moving while you're watching
We need to
them,
make Alex play
it
it
gets
and watch it
really
again.
scary.
God damn it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, I really want, I'm addicted to being scared until it stops and then I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I ride the adrenaline and then it becomes too real for me and then I can't
Oh, I have
sleep.
another movie. Can I do
Oh.
a second movie?
Yeah, what's your other movie?
So I'm kind of excited about the Maze Runner because
Oh.
the book.
Oh, I
but this
saw
is
something
a, okay.
like
But
that,
this is a weird excited for
Does
because
he
the
run
book
blind?
kind of sucked.
Oh, really?
The book.
Hmm.
Some people liked it, but a lot of people didn't like it because the character, like the main character, had so much internal monologue and he was really whiny. And so since you don't really have that internal monologue in the movie, because like the plot and everything is really cool,
Yeah.
but you're not going to have that really whiny internal monologue in the movie,
Maybe-
so I'm
Might be
excited
better.
it's going
So
to be
my-
good.
Yeah.
maybe
Husk
they'll make
of
it
the-
external.
You're just gonna be talking the whole time.
Well,
I'm so sad right now. Why are the walls closed?
He's just gonna be walking by himself.
Because it looked cool. I don't get to read enough. That's my only thing.
You have to make time to read.
I wish I got to
So-
read more.
Is it that you're afraid it's just going to be a husk of the book?
No.
Are you afraid it's
Are
just
you
gonna be
trying
a
I
tusk?
got it.
A
I
tough
got it.
book.
I got it.
Thank you.
I got it.
Don't encourage.
Yeah, so I'm
Oh.
kind of excited about that. Do we want to do another topic, or we just since
No,
this is a
yeah, we're
bonus
gonna
one,
do
make
more
sure-
topics.
I have a
But yeah, I was. My next topic was actually kind of leading into this a little bit,
Oh.
and I was expecting somebody to talk more about Marvel movies. The only person who touched on it was Peyton, and she didn't really say she was excited about.
Age of Ultron's
Of
gonna be
course.
cool.
I'm excited for all the movies.
that's what I was gonna say.
Captain
Like,
America
what do you guys
3.
think?
Captain America 3.
Marvel's
has-
kind of got a really big lineup coming up.
They've been reported to be making it same feel and kind of thing as Captain America 2.
I
Which
like-
was
I don't know.
It
I
was
trust
great.
them at this
It was
point.
good.
I trust them enough at this point where I'm like, I know that's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
like,
Yeah, we're not
you
worried
don't
about
need-
it
you
anymore.
don't
like
need
I do.
Ant-Man with the
'cause
whole incident with Ant-Man. Like,
well, yeah, with it not having a
what's
director.
gonna happen?
It
Yeah,
has a director.
they have a
Yeah,
director now.
They,
but,
they
like,
got a new one.
It's a completely
It's
like
not
the guy
Edgar
that had the
Wright.
vision walked out. I'm a little worried.
it's not gonna be what they originally
It's
said.
not
it's
Edgar
gonna be.
Wright, but the reason they got rid of Edgar Wright is they said, "Oh, your movie doesn't fit with our vision,"
Yeah.
and so they're getting someone who fits with their vision.
That's
Their
But that's-
vision is overwhelmingly controlled by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I-
But I mean, let's think about this for a second. In the next year or so, we're gonna see the Avenger,
Joss
or we're gonna
Whedon.
see the Agents of Shield is probably gonna come back.
yeah, season
maybe
2's coming up.
we're gonna see the
But no one
Netflix
watches that, no one
series
wants to
is
watch
gonna
that.
start coming soon.
Daredevil, woo!
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Flash.
We're gonna see.
Matt
Flash.
Murdock.
That's DC.
Oh, that's DC.
It's
What are we
DC.
talking about?
But then we're gonna see.
I'm so excited for that.
Have you seen
we're
the
gonna
first
see,
episode?
The
It leaked a
ends
while ago,
of
watched it, it was
2
pretty
and the
good.
start of 3. with Marvel's Part 3.
Cap?
Yeah, we're gonna see Cap, and they're gonna go into
Phase 3.
Yeah, Phase 3 because Phase 2 is over.
Ant-Man, Cap, Doctor Strange. What else was there? There was also
Guardians 2.
Guardians 2.
And I think that's all that's announced.
And
right
then
now.
Avengers
3.
3.
We know it's coming out, but we don't know when really.
The only one I'm worried about per se is just Ant-Man. The rest, I'm like, they did it with Guardians. I'm so incredibly proud that they did it with Guardians. And I'm not worried anymore.
I figure even if they have one flop, they've made up enough to where like they've done enough.
They did Thor 2 and got away with it.
I think Thor 1 was kind of a flop.
I know. I like
Thor
2
1
way
and Cap
better.
1 were both a little weak.
I really like Cap 1,
Cap
but yeah,
1
it was a
is
flop.
weak.
It was a
I hate
flop,
that it
but I
is,
liked
but
it.
I like
was.
it more every time I watch it, but the first time I watched it, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then I realized it was exactly what it meant
And
to
then
be,
Cap
and
2
then
I
approved
watched
it
twice
more.
because it's so good.
Cap 2
It's
is
fabulous.
fantastic.
But also, we can't forget the other side. You know, we have another Spider-Man movie coming out.
Why?
All the villains.
No, we don't. We have Sinister Six, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. How it's not going to have the same exact film they've always had.
And we're going to have some X-Men movies coming out.
X-Men
more?
Apocalypse.
X-Men, if they keep doing what they've been doing, this one will be even better. And I really hope that.
I haven't seen Days of Future Past yet.
It's super good.
It's really good.
I heard it's really good, and then
Now-
I just never went to see it.
Oh.
I had a movie going lag.
I also saw that twice.
Stopped my
spoilers,
Tuesday.
As soon as it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, I'm gonna get it. So.
Okay.
Did
We'll watch it.
any of you watch the X-Men animated series, like in the 90s?
Yes.
A little bit.
So, like, did
All
you
of them.
did you see the episode where they did the
That's
apocalypse?
surprising
Did you see the apocalypse
idea.
episodes?
I just didn't think you
Yeah,
liked X-Men very
those
much.
were great.
That was Saturday mornings. Like,
Yeah.
I would wake up early.
That was
I know
a
that is
great
unheard of.
couple
That is
of
unheard
episodes.
of.
No,
as a kid, I
Saturday
would-
morning cartoons. You woke
Yeah.
up for it.
And like, just remembering how I remember thinking like, wow, this dude is so freaking strong. Like, what are they gonna do? You know, I'm really excited to see how they're gonna do
Although
that.
when you see Apocalypse at the end, building the pyramid or whatever,
Yeah,
It was a
like
little-
he's so scrawny.
so scrawny.
he's supposed to
And
be.
He's not. He's supposed to be super beefy.
Well, once he's like old and shit, but
he
like,
needs to be beefy.
I'm sick of the whole
Rise
like.
the beefy.
He's a mind thing. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
That's true.
I don't want him to be
Also,
beefy.
if they don't
it's
make-
not old school comic books
If they
anymore.
don't make Shazam, when DC makes the Shazam movie, which has been confirmed,
Yeah.
well, not technically confirmed, but like it was leaked out there, and then they recently reserved a website for Shazam.
Yeah.
Why isn't anyone going to fill all these
If
leaks
they
that we
make
have?
Shazam like
God.
anything less than like Schwarzenegger muscular, I'm gonna be upset because
Well,
that's
that's
the point.
Shazam though. He's
That's
supposed
Shazam.
to be.
Yeah.
But then we need a
He's supposed to
good
be
Billy.
brawny.
We need a good Billy Batson.
We need a good kid.
Yeah.
If they get a crappy kid, it could ruin that movie.
I believe in
Because
that.
that's
I believe in the
Batman
children.
is like the biggest shit. So it's like even if they got a really good
Michael
Billy
Cera.
Batman, he'd still be terrible just because the
Star
character
Wars
is a
Episode
dick.
1. That's all I'm gonna
Now
say.
this
Yeah.
is all
Like,
racing.
There was
Yeah.
episode 2, and I think it was episode 2 with the I hate sand.
Oh, yeah.
Just everything about those movies was bad. But like,
Where was it? Oh,
but like,
wait.
people hate the little Anakin in Episode 1.
Little Annie.
It's
Little
annoying and
Annie.
really
He's
creepy.
annoying.
So coming
He's
at it.
creepy. He doesn't do
It's creepy
anything.
with Padme and young Anakin.
Okay.
It's really
They're
weird.
the same. They're like the
I had
same
some
age.
friends-
It's just girls get
They're
tall
like the same
faster.
Children in movies is really hard to
Yeah.
do. Is the bottom line. Like,
Like I don't
it
even
can-
As much of
understand
a Ewan
sandboxes.
McGregor fan you are,
Why
I
would you have
can't.
that? That's terrible.
I love that movie. It's my favorite of
Literally
the
sand everywhere.
prequels.
I do like
I learned
So-
that
Padawan,
episode 2
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
is not
I actually
only.
had that as a
like I
favorite.
knew it was the worst one, but I was
Great.
like, I was looking at this thing that was like, which
My favorite
is the
t-shirt.
longest Star Wars movie? It's episode 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, not only is that movie terrible, but it drags on longer than any other Star
Maybe
Wars
that's why
See?
it's terrible.
But to me, that is the most memorable line out of
So-
any of the Star Wars movies. Is that right
Same.
there? I hate sand. It gets
Yeah.
everywhere.
So I was talking
Even more
to.
than there's
Like
a storm
that's
coming.
Darth. That's Darth.
Yeah.
Are coming.
That's Darth Vader's like
Storms
weakness.
coming
That's,
in. It's sand. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all
you get
we
a little
need.
sand in his
Like-
mask. He's like,
why do you
We should
think
probably
like they
do it,
send
buddy.
Luke and or Luke to the?
yeah.
Exactly.
You never see
He's never
Darth
gonna
Vader
go.
on
Yeah,
Tatooine.
he's not going back there. He hates
No.
sand.
That's where the Rebel Alliance should hide out. Let's go hide out on Tatooine.
So I was. I'm gonna call him my nephew because I'm not actually related to him, but I basically am. And he's 6 now, and he's gonna turn 7 in a couple months. And I was talking to his
And you were
parents.
like, "What's your favorite Star Wars movie?"
No, I was
He's
talking to
just
his parents
saying.
yesterday, and they were like, I think it's time for his first viewing of Star Wars, and I was like, okay, we gotta get this good. Like, we're watching it 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, because that's the only
Okay.
way to watch it.
Correct.
And we're gonna show him 1 because he's young enough to like relate to little Anakin, and he'll enjoy the pod racing a lot because he'll be 7. But I'm just so excited to be, because like he's never seen any of them, he doesn't know anything
And
about
he's
them.
gonna tell you that episode 1 is his favorite movie.
Yeah, episode 1. Everybody
And Jar Jar
has.
Binks is his favorite character.
Everybody has their episode 1
Well,
phase
it's
when
not
they're
yours?
really young, and they just really
No.
like pod racing, and they can't like see a movie for its terribleness unless it's just not cool. But pod racing is cool,
It is
so it's okay. I'll let him have that until he's like 13. I'll be like, okay, we need to be real here.
Yeah, because you don't get
It's a crap movie.
cheese
Okay.
until you get older.
You
You
know-
you're like, oh shit.
Well, I think if you just take the pod racing scenes and make that into a short film,
It's
great. But if you took it out of the movie, like it would make a terrible movie.
So
It already is a terrible
I
movie.
constantly talk about how much George Lucas hates his fans. And today I learned that the code name for episode 2 was Jar Jar's Big Adventure. Because he wanted anyone who found out about it to be like, they're filming a movie called Jar Jar's Big Adventure.
That's so funny.
Because he
Would you
legitimately despises everyone who likes Star Wars. Like,
Well, okay,
But then
okay.
again, would
What
you,
a
I
cop.
have
if you
okay.
were trying to steal that episode from him, if you saw his laptop, you saw that on there, would you go for Jar Jar's Big Adventure out of any of the other things on there?
Okay, so
Jar Jar's Big
I think I've told some of you this story. So I have a friend who worked in like makeup
if Jar Jar
prosthetic
was a
stuff
sidekick.
in movies.
and he
And-
invented Jar Jar.
No, and he had a friend who worked for George Lucas's company and for George Lucas. And
Lucasfilm?
apparently all he does is like rewatch Star Wars and just like write down notes about like what was wrong. And he just sits there and is like, this sucks. I need like this all sucks. And it's the funniest story because I just imagine him sitting there at his desk watching Star Wars and be like, I hate everything. Everything is terrible. And it's
Sounds like a
so-
fat beard. Is he a fat beard?
Oh.
And
what
there
George
goes
Lucas
the
was.
fat viewers.
They
Let's see
would,
who we have left by the end of this.
they would leave, but they're too fat to
We
move.
have yet to offend women.
Yeah. When can we
haven't-
get
I don't like this show, but I can't.
We're
stop
even
from
on
relating
gender
to
here. I
it.
just want to point
I
that
know.
out.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be over there though, and then we should start something like a sexist conversation.
Wait,
Just-
wait. So you're
just
saying
for fun.
that we're getting rid of anyone who might watch this because they're like, oh, they insulted us directly.
Yeah.
Did you just say we're equal on gender here because we have 3 girls, 3 guys talking right now?
Yeah.
I want to say something really offensive, but like,
Like I'm a
I'm-
woman.
Is it too offensive?
no, because
Like
don't.
you have a boy's
That's one of the
haircut, I
few
don't
things
know.
that I'm legitimately like really.
A lot of
against,
people
so.
think I'm a lesbian because I have short
Oh,
hair.
hard time.
It's
Oh, you're
really
not?
funny.
Just kidding. Kidding.
When in freshman
That's
year, I
such a
put that I was a
stupid
lesbian
trope.
just because I had short hair. Like,
Yeah,
Really?
but it's really
Yeah.
funny because
There are long-haired
I grew up-
lesbians.
They
Yeah,
do the same thing
but,
about
like-
me.
But like I grew up with a lot of guys, so I just like
You're very butch though.
Or do you look like a woman?
I
That's
know.
you
Or-
look like
yeah.
a masculine woman.
Yes.
But yeah, I find it really funny how many people think I'm a lesbian because I have short hair.
How weird.
I don't know. If you've met me, you know I'm not a lesbian. Though sometimes I'm like, I wish I was a lesbian.
I wish I was gay.
I wish I was. A
But I'm
lesbian.
not. It's
If
Like-
I wasn't with Justin, I'd probably be gay right now. Just saying.
yeah, probably.
I probably would have at least been.
He's like,
gay.
yeah, I think I might dump you for a week.
Right.
single.
I'm gonna put
I like
video
the
cameras
single
everywhere.
chick
Dump
man.
you for a week.
I'm going to another country for a week. No.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Nah, he's my person.
He's my person, regardless of gender. Aww.
Let me put this collar back on you. You're my person.
But no, he knows my aptitude for breasts.
What are we at right now?
90%.
80. I said 80. At least quote me right.
Okay, Austin and I both said you said 90. And since truth only exists
In numbers.
through
Your friends.
evidence, I
God damn it.
believe
Through Evan.
we approve it.
I'm
Evidence.
sure you were like, it's like
Oh,
90%.
Okay.
Just because you
Okay,
remember
wait.
it both the same way does not make it
I
true.
believe in democratic truth, and that if enough people believe it, it's true.
There are more.
Oh no.
45.
There are more times I'll catch her checking someone out than she'll catch me because I'll
I've
sit
never
there.
caught him checking
Yeah.
someone out.
Because I'll sit there and I'll notice her just staring straight, and I will like go, what is she looking at? And I'll realize she's checking out some girl's butt, and so I'll just start staring at her.
And I look over
And-
like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
How
30
you
seconds later she realizes I've just been staring at her this
Well,
whole time.
It's like buttception. I start looking at a butt,
Buttception.
and then I start thinking about my day, and then I'm just spacing out.
You're like, that butt reminds me of my day.
So wait, I have
Very
a question
good
for
so
you.
far.
I have a question
I'm
for you
looking at
because
a
this
butt.
is something guys
Well,
do.
yeah,
I didn't
that's
realize
not
this
a
guys
butt.
until recently. But girls, you always seem to notice like if a dude is staring at your ass. You seem to just notice that.
I
I
never
don't.
notice.
You don't
No-
notice that?
no idea.
Okay.
Remember,
Hey,
guys, open doors for ladies.
Sometimes.
I
Okay.
only notice
See,
if
I-
guys are really obvious about my boobs and they have to literally be like,
Okay.
which you can't see
I
by
don't-
listening,
'Cause, like,
but
I
I
was
don't make
wondering,
eye
like,
contact 'cause I'm shy.
If you're
Yeah,
staring at a
same.
woman's ass and she notices, what does she think?
You're like, yeah, I got a
some
good
really
ass.
mean stares from girls that knew that I was
Really?
looking.
Really?
Yeah.
Depends, because people are all different, Austin.
I'm just
It depends
trying to
on
get the
who's
woman's
staring.
insight
A girl
here.
caught me staring at her boobs, and she looked up at me, and she was like really mad at me.
It depends on
Yeah.
who's staring too, because if it's like a really old, like 60-year-old creeper
I
guy.
felt bad.
And now we
I'm
just
like-
lost the 60-year-old.
You know what? I work at a grocery store, and I actually have a stalker who's been kicked out of 2 other grocery stores for masturbating in the parking lot.
But-
So
Now we just lost masturbators.
No,
we did not.
No, we did
public
not.
masturbators.
He's like,
Not
she
masturbators.
mentioned me.
So,
We just gained him.
Yeah.
So we have one viewer.
They know. They know.
so I just read your shirt,
Oh.
Hot Rod,
What is this?
and that is a fantastic shirt.
Put the
And
alphabet
then
in
Satan
math.
said, "Put the alphabet."
Well, now
in
you
math.
just defended all of the mathematicians.
Yeah, well, fuck
Yeah.
math.
You know what?
I'm
I'm not okay
Never
with
use
that.
shit.
And the funny thing is, my
You
degree
use
actually
it
has
all
more
the
in
time
math
for
than-
everything.
Yeah.
Math is
Electrical
the
I need to
whole
go through
subject.
and relearn like conversions between like ounces and all that shit.
There's Google conversion for that.
Yup.
Yeah,
I literally am like cups
having
to
to
ounces.
go from one side of the store to
Look at
the
this.
other is very inconvenient when you're trying to work with customers.
Nowadays,
Like, you get some really
You don't even have to
upset
type in the
people.
conversions. Type
Yeah.
like 4 ounces, and
You-
it'll tell you how much that is.
you don't even have to do that. You can just say, "Okay, Google, how much is 4 ounces?" It'll probably just tell me 4 ounces, but
4
it tells me in grams right there. More info.
Oh
Not
my
even
goodness.
one has an iPhone.
Okay.
Hey Google.
We got time.
Okay,
Ew.
future.
We've got
I
time
tried.
for one
Next
more.
It might have been across the world though.
All right, so we got time for one last quick topic.
Really?
Yeah.
What time is it? Or how
We're
far?
like 50 now, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We can go for an hour and a half.
So I've got.
This is a good episode.
This is a topic we were going to talk about last time, but then we had other topics. But
Dicks.
this is going to be one of Evan's and my favorite subjects. And I want to know what each
This
of
is getting
yours.
all deep and scientific right here.
This is about to get really deep and scientific. If you were to get. Okay, first of all, are you pro cyborg or against human machine integration? Or are you. Yeah, and then what cyborg implant would you get if you are indeed for cyborgs?
So,
I'm
like,
gonna let Evan go because he's the.
are you
The expert.
for evolution and letting the human body get better,
I
or do
disagree
you
with that
believe
statement.
in being crappy and limiting yourself
Like
to the
Danny.
fleshy meat bag that you are?
See,
Like
that's
Danny.
such a biased view because
That's-
it's
I
totally.
don't understand
we could
any other
totally.
view.
We can totally evolve in a different way.
No, we
are
can't.
totally
We've
missing
gotten
the
rid
bio.
of evolution.
No, we're totally
The-
missing the biological evolution.
Austin,
here.
the only way to
We've
biologically
ruined
evolve
biological
anymore.
evolution now.
we
the
can
only way to
grow.
biologically
We
evolve
can
anymore.
grow organs now. We can
Yeah,
print.
so what?
fucking organs.
Oh, we can get so I can get a new heart.
You can get anything you
It's
want.
just as good.
You want another arm? You can print another arm.
Yeah, and it's just as good as the shitty one you had before.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Why not
before
get
we
a
improve
robot arm
Think
that has
about
like
computers.
like all
It
of
took
the
us
tools
10
you
years or
need
something
involved.
like that to improve computers.
Yes,
Like,
Austin, and
we
you
can
can
improve
improve
our arm.
technology.
Yeah. To make.
Because it's technology. Robot,
like,
thank
okay,
you for
we've
arguing
kind of
for me.
ruined-
No, I'm totally against you.
We've kind of ruined like biological evolution
By making sure
because
everything's
we
safe
can make sure
all the time
everything
for everyone.
survives, which is fine. Like I'm not against letting the weaklings survive, but we could fix them and make them better.
That's
and
the
make
thing
everybody
is
better.
that the only way to biologically evolve anymore is eugenics, which is not okay.
Okay.
Or, like,
so I was talking to
radiation.
my roommate about this, who, by the
Mutating.
way, I showed him that TED talk with the hearing color thing, and he messaged me back and he was like, "I'm coming back a cyborg."
Yeah.
I'm like getting the surgery.
Why would you not want more senses?
So this
and
is his
increased
view on it,
abilities?
which I kind of agree. And he's like, there's the side of improving humans, and then there's the side of ethics where like you want to keep humans pure, and there's always going to be people against changing humans. So why not change them anyway? Because somebody's going to be against it anyway you go. So why not do it?
The only time I understand being against transhumanism or changing your body out with mechanical things to improve it, the only argument against it that I understand is rich people can afford to do that. Poor people will be left behind.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, you need a job where you're working at a dock lifting things. Oh, well, we can pay you the same amount, but this guy has robo arms and can carry 10 times as much than you. Because you're poor, you can't make any more money. And I'm like, all right, I can certainly understand that.
Fuck college, I'm getting robot arms.
And at that point,
But
most companies would probably make you sign a contract of like 10 years, say you get these robot arms, but you have to work for us
Yep.
for the next 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
also,
And
And then you got to get into a whole new thing of insurance. Healthcare's not going to cover your robot arm when
your
it breaks.
forklift arms.
Yeah.
there are plenty of companies that will not hire you if you've never worked with a computer.
True.
You have to keep up on technology, or else you can't. Or
Well,
else
like
you're simply not
But
fit for
speaking
the
about
job.
like health insurance and repairing though, like there could be like the Ford Focus of arms, and then there's gonna be like the Maserati of arms. Like
True.
you could have Ford Focus arms and be like, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
at
put
the
this on, we're
beginning,
good.
Oh, my
at
arms
the
have the
beginning,
mud flap
it's
girl.
gonna cost. At the beginning,
I don't know
it's
of any
gonna cost
Ford
a break.
Focus with
At
a
the
mud
beginning,
flap.
yeah, it'll
But
cost
as it goes on,
Hey,
things are
say
gonna
it
be
just
has
like
like
cars. Like
And
cars were like the
Maserati arms.
newfangled thing way back when. Now everybody's got a damn car, so
Yeah, like without a car, what
I
are you
have
gonna
the
do?
gremlin equivalent of arms.
And it's mostly because like
The
yeah,
Ford
I
Pinto.
don't know. And also,
Yeah.
then there's those things where it's like you can improve your current abilities, but then there's that guy who has the eye implant because he's colorblind, right?
yeah.
And it sees a color and plays a note, and so he can hear color. And it's a
Yeah.
We
completely
should-
new sensation that he says is so great that he feels not okay being the only one who has it and wants other people to experience it because
Yeah.
it's so amazing.
Well, and he's got
And that's
you
a
can see,
whole
like,
other
UV
thing.
rays and stuff too.
Yeah, you could invent completely new senses. Imagine seeing new colors
Hearing
and
new colors.
hearing, like,
Hearing the
everything you
composition
see,
of the
making
patterns, yeah.
making music from paintings of beautiful artists. Like,
So
Also-
cool. Everybody listening has to go listen to that.
We did a whole
TED
week
Talk.
of that in color
the
class.
colors of the wind.
yeah,
Yeah, you could hear the colors of the wind.
And I mean,
You
like,
sync with all the
I
colors.
mean, like
of the
you
wind.
could do a bunch of crazy drugs to do most of these things, but like that's gonna screw you up a little more. I think.
Flashbacks.
Okay, so cyborg implant. What would you get? Evan, go.
I would highly upgrade my brain and then put my highly upgraded brain in a robot body because I'm tired of my meat sack.
That's pretty extreme.
And maybe I would just download my memories.
What about
onto
stuff that's like a
computer.
possibility within your lifetime? What would you get?
Download my memories, my brain onto a computer,
Yeah.
and then live virtually,
Okay.
possibly. Just go all the way.
All right, but
Or
if it had to do with, like, let's say, just one thing, I think it'd be a memory where you could just store all the information easily.
Not forget things.
Yes, because if you could do that, theoretically, you could just keep expanding, because then at that point you could have all the knowledge of physics, everything
Yeah,
do
if
with
you had
everything.
a perfect memory that
Exactly.
actually you could download and recall things. at
And
all
then you
times.
could and then you could create whatever else you wanted. You could create the best robot body, android body
Because
ever, instead
you'd
of
have
just
to
being
learn
put
everything,
into
but
instead of being put into what everybody else has created who doesn't have the perfect memory. And
But then everybody would eventually have the perfect.
but yeah, like
no,
a
you
perfect
don't share that.
Yeah, and then
And then you have another. Then you have a problem. If you're gonna have one person, why does that one person get to have?
Because
all
they get to
knowing
be the
everything?
dictator of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Then they become dictator of
Do
the
you have a
world. Then they
problem
become
with-
a god. Then they become.
And then we get a
it's
really
just
cool
huge.
sci-fi movie.
Then you get a really cool
Yeah.
sci-fi movie.
We're already living in a
Other
dystopian
thing-
one,
The
so-
other thing, is the world is going to hell right now.
Either
and,
way.
and
Well,
we
you're
keep
a pessimist about
we
things.
keep trying to make things better, and every time we learn,
Everything's exactly the
like,
same as it's
we're in
always
a
been.
creative
every
dystopia.
no. We keep killing off entire species of animals.
Yeah.
And so for a while we were like, oh, we can stop this. And so we tried to stop it, and then we learned we can't stop it.
Well, and then
If something gets
It's
on the
nature.
endangered list, it's gonna die off. It's not nature, it's completely us.
I don't
Yeah.
care. That's
And-
still nature.
technically,
Well,
That's
sometimes-
still nature. We are a part of nature. If we kill something off, that's the way it goes.
but what happens when we kill everything off and
So
there's
if the
nothing
world's
left?
going to hell anyways, then let it go to hell.
Yeah.
Let us be all cyborgs.
We are survivors as a race. It's human nature to
Yeah,
survive.
and
I want us to fail
person with-
so we get better.
The person with 2 kidneys versus the person who's a superpowered robot, who's going to evolve and survive better, Austin?
The robot cannot evolve. He can
He
get
can
better.
evolve. Replace
No,
his arm.
that is not evolution.
Oh,
That
I'm
is
sorry.
that is making yourself better. That is an upgrade. That's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
you
That's
still
better.
you can,
Evolution is an upgrade, though.
Yeah,
like,
evolution
hey,
is
I'm a fish
evolving
with
to the
2
next
arms,
step.
now I'm a fish with 4. I
But
can run way
together,
faster
like-
than you. Like,
Why does a fish have arms?
Because it's a monkey now.
Okay, sorry,
Like-
but I was just curious.
oh, now I have opposable thumbs. I can grab things way better than you. Like, sucks to be you.
And it takes
And it
millions
takes-
of years of, oh, this time I grew a thumb here. No, that doesn't do anything. This time I grew a thumb here. No, that doesn't. Oh, now my thumb's here. Okay, this works great. I can
Yeah.
have more babies now.
And that takes so long.
And
as
whereas,
opposed to-
whereas if you're an engineer, you can engineer evolution. Be like,
That's
oh,
just
I need
human
another thumb
impatience.
here.
It's just human impatience.
I would like to see
Well,
the
no,
human
why-
race
why do you do
improve
trial and
before
error?
I
It's the
die.
same thing.
Why wait?
That's another thing. Why does it matter what happens in our lifetime? Why does it have to happen in our lifetime?
It doesn't have to, but I think it'd be pretty
Like
dang
that's
cool
that's
to
the
witness
thing.
it.
We're forgetting the future generations. We're just fucking the future generations. We're like
Austin,
screw them.
every single generation for all of human existence has said fuck the future generation. That's why the
Disagree.
world is over. I figure, like, I'm the worst person ever for just being like, I'll just ride it. Ride the wave of destruction.
Yeah.
But, you know, like,
Evan
I'm gonna
and I
do cool
are
things
gonna
with
survive the cyborg
it. You
apocalypse
with your,
because we will
with
join
your,
them.
She's gonna have Wi-Fi boobs.
Yeah,
Austin.
okay, so let's talk about my
Don't use
implant really
boobs to
quick.
get me involved in
I'm
this.
sorry, I stole your
So-
thing ahead of time.
Okay, so
I'm done.
my cyborg implant is a little more realistic than the others.
Downloading my brain.
And so I've got really large boobs, and it's kind of inconvenient for my life, so I want to get a boob reduction, but while I get that boob reduction, I want to get Wi-Fi put in my boobs, so I have a Wi-Fi hotspot wherever I go. And so, like, there's, like, clear at whatever, people pay for that, I'm just going to pay to have Wi-Fi in my boobs, and I always have a Wi-Fi hotspot.
The only
And I
problem
will
is that
be
if
a
you can't pay
a
for
cyborg
it
with
and they
an
have to
eye.
rip it out, then you get rebuilt
Yeah.
genetic
Or it
contract,
just won't work, like, you have a router
which is
that,
awesome.
or
I just-
a router that just doesn't have any internet.
Well,
I will be a walking
see,
router.
The future is
So-
And if I don't like you,
wireless
you don't get my
internet
Wi-Fi
everywhere.
password.
That's just the future.
Yeah, I think that
The
would be
whole
better
world
than-
is going to just have internet everywhere eventually. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a thing. It's gonna be
but-
like television.
How
So
would
then-
you charge
then-
them then? Would
Plug
you
'em
just
in.
have to sleep on your chest?
Plug 'em in.
And it'd just be like the wireless charging on a phone?
In your bed, you'd have a wireless charger.
You could have
Yeah.
a bra with a battery in it.
I could also have a brow with battery.
You
so
could
where
put
do you?
solar panels
So
on it, walk
Austin,
through
Austin,
the desert.
There you go.
where do you draw the line between cyborg and not cyborg? Because if Wi-Fi in my boobs isn't cyborg, but having a new arm is,
I didn't say it wasn't cyborg.
Then
I
having
just
Then
said
what's
it,
wrong
I just
with
said it's
having
it
fillings
was
makes you a
pointless.
cyborg technically.
Yeah,
'cause
I-
it's
I'm a
produced
I'm a
cyborg
cyborg
technology.
since like
I am a
2001.
cyborg. I have a metal hinge in my
Okay,
leg.
but like, what's where's the line for you
Now,
between
what if
like
that
ethical
metal
and
hinge
unethical?
had
Like if
Wi-Fi?
everybody's gonna eventually have Wi-Fi with them wherever they go.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's
Where's-
unethical. I just don't agree with having super cyborgs like Evan wants. I believe in humanity. And
I think
Thank
that-
you.
Like,
He
Well,
gives me
okay,
so much
so
shit
the
because
thing
I
is
don't.
that
I
the
don't
person
think that
who
we should do
created-
that. Like,
So people without
So I
arms
have a
can't
couple-
have
I have a
cybernetic
couple
prosthetic
things.
arms.
That's different for a lot of people. Is that
Okay.
if it's necessary,
I'm
like,
totally
why not?
good with it. Like soldiers, I'm totally
But there
fine
was
with
this.
it.
There was a huge.
But I'd
argument.
rather
Recently was the first. Just like optional person decided to get a robotic hand because they had a hand that was dead. They couldn't use it, but it was still fully healthy. Like it was still attached to them. It wasn't killing them. But they said it's worthless. I can't move it. I can't use it. Cut it off. Replace it with a robot one. And they had never done that before. And there was huge controversy over it. And I'm like, well, I think that my perfectly working hand doesn't work well enough. So I want
Yeah.
one that's better.
So it's the. But see, like thinking about that, I don't know if I'd be willing to cut off my own arm to get a robot arm. I
You're
guess
not
if it
cutting
was
off
like,
your own arm. You're having surgeons cut off your arm.
but I guess like if it was like tested enough to be like the thing
Yeah.
that is possible. But like there was a guy who did that with his foot too recently, where his foot was like it was fine and it still worked, but it was really really painful for him.
Well, you
so
know
he was
what
like,
else?
chop it off, give me a robot foot.
You know what else recently happened? A soldier in Iraq had his arm blown off, and they took an arm from a cadaver, and they were able to give him a new arm.
But why have a dead person's arm when you
Because
don't
I'd
have...
rather have an arm than
Currently-
than have a piece of metal attached. to it.
Currently,
Oh,
well, the
you're missing out,
biological way
man.
is much easier and much more successful and better.
Yeah.
But in the future, I think.
If robots are going to get better, so is everything else.
But okay,
Not-
so one
And
of the
also,
points I
think
was
about
gonna
this.
make-
I'd rather have surgery to get a new arm than have a working machine or mechanic piece that's going to break, that companies are going to exploit, that is...
Do I get money for
you
being
have to
exploited?
charge it. Like, it's
Well-
not... It's going to be heavy. It's not...
It's gonna weigh the
It's
same.
gonna
as an
have
arm.
problems no matter what. It's always gonna have
So
a
is
problem.
your arm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
is your arm.
So
You're gonna get
it also
arthritis
good jobs right there. You have arm mechanics.
We do need arm mechanics.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
Korea's gonna beat us all to it.
What I was thinking
Korea's
was
just gonna have...
the perfect
But we're not going to
thing.
Korea to
As
get our
long as
arms.
Winry-
No,
There's
they're
gonna be
gonna
a corner
come
store.
here.
Winry happens.
Yeah, there's gonna be a corner
The
store.
perfect thing is
Winry
like,
man.
the guy
Aw,
who invented
yeah,
what was
I
it,
would get a robot
penicillin
arm for her.
Didn't I think it was the person who invented penicillin didn't copyright it because he wanted everyone to be able to get it for cheap.
Yeah.
Because it's important for humanity, and that would be the perfect situation as someone who comes up with how to like create these things and build them into your genetics.
And does it pro bono.
But that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
not
it's more like,
gonna
do you,
happen.
do you trust the rest of humanity
No.
to make this work? Or
Corporations will run that
But
industry.
you know,
I mean,
Blade Runner is really cool.
if Google comes out with a robot arm,
If it were anything
I
like
trust my
Automail,
Google
I'm all
overlords.
for it.
I kind of want a Google arm because it would have like a phone in the arm part that you could like.
well, I have
pull
a
out.
friend. I have a friend who has Google Glass, and I'm all over that. If I,
I
can
want
afford
Google
those,
Glass so
it's
bad.
so great.
just get
It's
your
awesome.
ass
People
kicked
give
all the
it
time.
shit, and I,
No, it's so great.
Well,
Like
I just love
I've
that
tried
when
them on
people
and
get
everything,
their
The
ass
fact
and
that
it's,
people fight people for progressing is stupid.
It's silly.
yeah, when you there are multiple places where they put up signs up front of the bars and stuff that say no Google Glass in here because you don't know if you're being recorded.
Yeah.
But I remember there was one guy that walked into a McDonald's and had a cybernetic eye. As in, he has an eye that is a camera. And the guy's like, "Are you recording?" And he's like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Take it
they
off."
have security cameras at McDonald's.
And he
That's
goes-
what I don't get.
He goes, "I can't take it off. It's physically attached to me. It is my eye." And they're like, "Take it off or get out." And
See-
he's like, "No, you need to serve me." It wasn't even a manager. It was like some guy working the counter.
Yeah.
And the guy comes around the corner and punches him in the face. And the thing is that when it gets hit like that, it automatically starts recording to catch who punches it.
That's
And so
hilarious.
it would have been fine. They could have all walked away from it without
Till he got
any
punched.
problem. But because he punched him in the face, he got his face recorded, and he could be
I
like,
mean,
"Yeah, this is the guy who punched
You're
me in
pretty
the
much
face."
getting recorded wherever you go already. Like, people are out there
Yeah.
with their phones. They could be taking stalker pictures of you. There's security cameras everywhere. Like, get over it. You're gonna be
we're-
filmed wherever you go.
We're already.
Like, We're already
Just
big
go on your
brothers.
Facebook. Just go on your Facebook. The world knows that information.
Yeah, like
that's
I just got in trouble at work for not doing my job correctly because there's cameras in the theaters.
Really.
Yeah.
yeah, no, like if we're on our phones all the time at work, like they're like, "What are you doing on your phone for like the last half hour?" And you're like, you're already being
Looking at
filmed.
porn.
If I were to pick, it would be to make my eyesight better. I have really
That
shitty
was-
eyesight.
yeah.
It's going to get worse. I'm going to have surgery. I'm going to go
Robo
blind
eyes would be
before that
pretty sweet.
happens.
They talk about Google Contact stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Google
I-
Glass is gonna be put in contact.
And
but that's
LED tattoos would be fucking
LED
sweet.
tattoos is the other thing I really
Yeah.
want. Subdermal LEDs.
I'd get those all the way.
I
Or-
really want to at least get a flashing red one, like over my heart.
I'd get a Cylon tattoo.
And if there were anything
Or
like
spine
on
lights
the
up.
necessary
Only
part
when
of
you
the
bang.
scale, on the necessary part of the scale, if there were anything like Automail in Full Metal Alchemist, I'm all for it. That's just the way I am.
The only
Memories
problem is
everywhere.
I'm pro
every week
cyborg.
would be like you have to do reverse cowgirl because I want to.
All the time.
Also because I have the need to be special, and most people do.
Alright.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Superpowers.
Alright, Peyton.
Yeah,
Peyton's
talking
like,
smack
screw
about
all that. I want to be Amish.
I would not be Amish.
It's okay
I
that
do
we
love
have
my
a team.
laptop.
Cyborgs.
Yeah.
It's not that I wouldn't get it. If I had my leg blown off or something, or if I had to lose a limb, I would totally.
But
get
what
it.
if you
What
just
you're saying
had
is
your
you're
leg?
happy with your limbs as they are.
I'm happier having my body
Normal
be
limbs.
my body.
Well, yeah, and like
I'm not. I don't.
I'm
care
an
about
artist,
using
so it's like
equipment.
I don't want to have
Yeah.
fake hands. I don't want to
No.
have fake eyes, because what if those went out? Like, I would lose.
Yeah.
You have that
Everything.
risk with your body parts ordinarily, like I do.
I don't have any
My
problems
eyes will
really
stop
right now.
working too. And
What
I
if
know
you
that for a fact.
accidentally like cut off your hand?
I'm not gonna accidentally cut off
What
my
if-
hand. I
what
avoid
if-
sharp objects.
What if you get stabbed in the eye or something? Like
You can't prevent
They're-
the risks that you have.
there's something could go wrong.
There's risks
Well,
either way.
I mean, like, if I have to, yeah, I would, but I'm not gonna go and upgrade myself.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
just
You're
free
content how it
willing.
is.
It,
Are
yeah, I'm not. I'm not against it. I'm against the just. I want to get robot arms. I'm against just
Man.
upgrades for no reason.
I don't know. I think
But
that
it's not
humanity
about
needs
you.
to, like,
It's about other people's choice to upgrade themselves.
I feel
Oh,
like
there we go.
Or I think the better term is replacements.
We got
Sure.
we got bodily
Upgrades.
autonomy fighting
And
I
going
getting
feel
on.
like
someone else's
being-
arm sewn on is still a replacement.
I feel like being content with your own body, the way I see it, which now that I say being content with your own body is a bad thing, like I feel bad, I don't mean it in a self-image kind of way, but being content with your own body, I see it in the same way as like, what if you were just content with science where it was? Like, oh, we don't need to do any more research into anything.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't
I
need to go into
forgot-
space. Like,
we don't need to
Yeah.
cure cancer.
we don't
Like-
need to.
I got-
I'm content.
I forgot
there
the
are
forearm
risks, there are
plan.
problems, but we're generally good where we are. It's like, no, I believe in improvement for the sake of improvement.
Yeah.
And
I would also get an extra pair of arms. And I've thought about
I know,
this a lot,
right?
but mostly like
General Grievous.
it
arms.
started
Full
not
body.
even but it's not even about just having the extra hands to do things, which would be nice. But I'm like a really expressive person, like bodily.
a bibbidi-boppity
And
with
so
all
like,
four arms.
well, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I would totally have like an extra set of 4 arms to like be more
Gesticulate.
expressive with,
Over there.
and I would like it would be so awesome, and I totally would want that. And on top of it, if I could actually have the brain power to control 4 hands at once to do like
Multiple things.
multitask everything, like.
That's
Or like if you're like working on whatever like thing that you need to like hold multiple parts together with, you don't have to be like, oh hey, come hold this flashlight, and be like, hey,
they have
Third
Yeah,
arm.
for an
Hold
artist,
this
that would be
flashlight.
a dream.
they have the fully articulated brain implant controlled DARPA arm that they've attached. One woman still had all her limbs, so they actually attached it to her wheelchair.
yeah.
And it like
Mhm.
controls from her wheelchair, so it doesn't actually need to be attached to you. So having an extra set of arms that you could just attach, like
But
no
it
one
should
could,
be like-
no one could be
I'm
against
totally
that.
Strap
I'm
on
totally
that.
fine with that.
Hence,
Picture
Doc
I
Ock.
have
Doc
no
Ock,
problems
yeah.
with tools. No problems with tools.
I just think walking across the room to get some tools is more annoying than being like, there's
Oh,
the
That's
tools.
arm.
human laziness, though. That's
Having
You're
a-
against
if
Combo
you're-
Gadget.
If you're
I-
under, if you're
I
a
am. I hate
mechanic,
those movies.
and you're under a car,
They were
like
terrible.
slid underneath it, laying down, and you have a wrench that's on the other side of that car, if you had an arm that would just go out and just grab it and bring it back to you, that
Yeah.
saves you time.
If I'm gonna have a robot arm, it's gonna have those tools in it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a wrench on my arm, like
It's not.
A wrench for an arm.
That's so many wrenches right there.
go gadget right here.
I-
so much
Austin.
weight.
If I have a robot arm, I'm gonna have multiple robot arms that are gonna be able to
You don't
detach.
need a wrench if you
And
have
they're
a
gonna
robot
have-
arm. You can
so
just
that
pinch
one
it
would
and have it
Yeah,
spin.
chopstick. I just have like a finger with a wrench.
I feel like it's just like a personal choice.
But like
based question.
seeing
Yeah,
how
it's the
none
same
of
as
that stuff
tattooing.
is
I
around
just
for
be Inspector
30
Gadget.
years.
I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
It's just
I think we
Inspector
all come
Gadget.
down and just be Inspector Gadget. Sorry.
Body modification in like the cyborg ways is just showing up now at very minor levels. Like people are having a couple things implanted, like RFID chips in their hand that can like their car can read it and open their car and start it up when they're in it. Like that's cool. And then there's like people who have like magnets implanted in their fingers so they can feel magnetic like forces. And
That
they're
would
like,
kill your
why
phone.
do you do it? And they're like, it feels cool. It's a whole new sense. And so that's kind of what exists. Problem is that right now the only people who do that
Tattoo.
are tattoo artists. And
Which-
basically they take a scalpel, cut open your finger, stitch it back up, and go, well, I hope that works.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm just
not
sitting here
working
like,
well
Right now,
Man.
it's body modification.
Yeah.
As long as it's part of body modification, that's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be chop shops on the street. Like that's it.
Yeah, just
The more
like
people
And,
do
DARPA.
that,
and then the only way it's gonna get out of that is if the medical industry
Yeah,
and
and
other
DARPA-
big business industries get
Nanobots,
involved.
DARPA and the FDA and the government and the military are all working together
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
these
Autobots,
more
you
effective,
say.
Alright,
faster,
I think
and
we need
better
to hear
versions.
Austin's.
But do you trust DARPA and the government?
Yes.
the
It'll
medical
be cleaner.
industry.
Every great invention comes from them. The internet.
the Google.
The Google is part of the internet, silly man.
Oh, all right.
Does Austin
The
have
PlayStation
a
2.
have a
Wait, what?
body modification for us?
Big penis. Jackhammer penis. No.
Just so I can be called Jackhammer. I think the new nickname should be Jackhammer.
Jack.
Just from this now.
No,
Yeah.
but like I said, I don't really want anything.
Yeah.
If I needed to get one, I would.
I
Get
feel
it.
like
I would
it's
get
good we've
one,
got, like, both
an arm
extremes
or a
of this
leg or
argument
something,
here.
But in the end, I feel like I'm not going to do any of these things because they're not going
it's
to
not,
work
it's not going to
well,
get that good in our
and
lifetime.
it's not going to be good. And
In our lifetime,
If they
it
come
won't
up
get
with
good.
robot arm backpack though,
That'd be
robot arm backpack will be cool,
I'll
but
have
like
it.
we'll be like 100 years old.
yeah, and my arms won't work, so I'll have a robot arm backpack.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
cool.
We'll have to have some young
But like
person
every
show us how to
time I
use
see
it.
my grandma
Yeah,
having
seriously.
trouble getting up or something, I'm like, man, if you could just be like, there's a new spine, there's some new legs,
Yeah.
you're fine.
What if they could just grow
Start
a
dancing.
brand new one though? Why did it have to have a robot one that
'Cause
could
metal's
break?
stronger.
Because growing a new leg for an old lady, like,
Also that.
yeah, you'll have new bones, but it's like,
New bones, new
Weird.
muscle, new skin.
and then you have to grow limbs.
What's wrong with that? It would take just as long to build one.
It's gross though. Growing
Why is that gross though?
Because one is synthetic and awesome, and the other one's all fleshy
One
and
is
bloody.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
This is the problem.
One
Like,
you can
I don't
polish.
want.
If
I
you
don't
have one,
want
you
the
could-
new place.
one
I
you
don't
could-
want. I don't want the place where they make new limbs to look like a butcher shop.
Yeah.
it's not going to. It's going to
I
look
just-
like a very sterile hospital.
Yeah.
I don't like
Like-
hospitals.
Like it
I like
is
machine
already.
shops.
Does anyone else picture the guy from Futurama that just opens up his trench coat and has all the organs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty great. I love that.
Okay, I think that's all we
Okay.
got.
Okay.
We're done. Sorry for
Alright.
offending everyone. Not really.
We,
We,
have
not
like
we
three
made
people.
sure to get both sides of
Yeah,
it.
we're
both
supposed
sides,
to-
so.
We offended everyone.
We need to have this
Yeah, we
conversation.
offended all of them.
Next time, I think
It's
we need a
okay.
checklist of people
Yeah.
to offend.
Yeah.
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 Just make sure we
Ding!
just make sure we offend everybody.
Krillin sucks.
The word of the
Krillin
day.
does suck.
And
I
they're
like
real short people.
The word of the day is Jews.
I think at
The
some
letter
point,
J is J.
I think at some point we need to do like what's it what's the guy who has to go find his bicycle at the Alamo?
What?
Come
I
on.
don't know.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh,
We
Pee-wee
need to do
Herman.
like Pee-wee's Playhouse and have a secret word where whenever it's said, everyone yells. Today's secret word is armchair. Oh, I'm going to sit down in the armchair.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Nerd Corner. Please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at EmberKid21. Does anybody else want to plug?
What's our official Twitter and everything?
Yeah.
Our official Twitter, I believe, is Nerdcorner64.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on Instagram at the Heidi Hole, Twitter at Major League Read, and YouTube Major League Reading.
And you can find us on Facebook.
And
Yeah, you can find
us on
you can find us on Facebook. That's linked on our page and stuff.
Hear this rumor, there might be another video after this of a song, Boner Fingers.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
That might be a thing.
Yeah, look out for
Musical
that.
Fridays.
Oh, no!
Yes.
Someone has to write a song.
Once a week there
what's
should be a
your
song.
you want to plug your Instagram?
My Instagram is at Emily Nair. Should I spell that or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Figure it
we
out.
can just put a link.
Okay,
Fine.
yeah, links work.
We won't put a link.
We won't. We always forget.
No,
Let's do the
forget
page.
it.
Too
It's
difficult.
fine. It's just a bunch of selfies.
I'm at Evan Sexy Dick on Twitter.
Yeah. Evan Sexy Dick. People are
I'm
gonna
not.
think that's a real thing.
That's
We've
going
said
to be
it
a
in
real
multiple.
thing, you know that, right? People are gonna look
You
that up and
need
be
to-
like,
you need to go-
I'm gonna follow this guy.
No, you
We've
need to
said
go
it in
make it
multiple
now because
episodes
somebody
now.
else is gonna take it.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna just be the worst.
They're gonna
Make it
they're
while you
actually
can.
going
Or
to-
the
They're gonna
best.
listen. No. They're going to listen to the
Yes.
podcast each week and then make me say awful things on Evan Sexy Dick at Twitter.
Okay. I think that's all we got for you this week, or this episode.
All right,
However
guys.
put 'em out.
Bye.
Bye.